sound can be a powerful therapeutic tool. Today we have Lark, a singer, songwriter, composer who has self-produced her albums In the Flow and her new release, Seeking Paradise. Her music is sonically charged to stimulate the chakras and to help balance your energy. She is documenting her creative process on her YouTube channel and Instagram, which are linked below. So I've listened and experienced her music, and I can tell you firsthand that it works. Her music can be found on all streaming and downloading platforms. If you like this video and like what you hear, hit the like button below for Karma Hub and click the link below for Lark's music. Hope you enjoy. Take care.
Just try the album out, see if it works. Like, go put the first song on, let it play, get on the mat in child's pose and just see what comes, because it's made for yoga. The songs are charged in a way that will literally start to prompt the movements that correspond with that chakra.
I think you and I spoke the other day, and you mentioned about how you're trying to focus on the different chakras with the music.
Yes.
And I know there's different things on like YouTube or different types of music, and it'll say like the heart opening 528 or all these different frequencies that supposedly somehow have sympathetic vibration with particular chakras, depending on what that frequency happens to be.
Yes.
And is that a little bit about what you do as well?
Yeah.
Do you have some of that in your music? And
yes,
tell me a little bit about how all of that works, because that's just very cool to me.
Yeah. So we are frequency. So we're closest, we are music. So a vibration, the disc, the spinning wheel, the chakra, the seven, each one has its own, lots of different representations, lots of different pieces about the chakra, but specifically it is a vibration and it's a spinning wheel of energy, and it's a tangible piece of evidence that shows we are more than just physical beings, so we are spiritual, energetic beings. Harmonic resonance is two instruments tuned to the same frequency. If one string or rings and there was another one of these instruments in the room, the exact same instrument in the room, it would ring also, because
Gotcha.
they're in resonance of the same frequency. So we have that also. So our root frequency is the 432 hertz that some people tune to. My music is not tuned to 432 hertz, but I use solfeggio frequencies that are the frequencies that line up with the chakras. So if I were to part the love frequency, 528 hertz, I will raise that frequency in my DAW, the program that I use to make the music, my digital audio workspace. And I'll tune it in the key of D. It'll be in the key of D. And that is the heart chakra. It's the note of the heart chakra. And so my drum, the Rav Vast drum that I use a lot in my first album is tuned to D. So there's a lot of heart throughout in the flow. And in the new album too. Because when I started working with the chakras, I felt I needed a lot of heart, because there was just a lot of heartache in my life. And so I've always focused more with love vibration and love crystals and heart opening postures. And so I've always been a big proponent for the isolating the heart chakra. I'll never be in full balance without the heart being clear. So, and then I would jump down to the root and work my way back up again. Music, if it feels good to you, even if it's not music that's been sonically charged, if it makes you feel better, it's working. Because again, we are musical beings. And when we're in harmony with certain frequencies, then we are clearing our energy. We're feeling better.
Like sound therapy, I guess. right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
So,
I'm a musician as well. And I told someone not long ago, I said, I now believe that the reason I have been drawn to drums is um, because of the sound therapy, the way it feels. Like even
yes.
when I was in concert band, even though rhythmically the bass drum was not exciting by any means, I just loved being next to the bass drum. The
Yeah.
timpani, you could get kind of technical with the timpani, but
Hmm.
really it was all about the big sound that it projected, and I just loved that. And of course, the gong. I mean, every kid wants to play the gong, but it
Heck
just
yeah.
feels cool, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was me doing sound therapy on myself without me knowing anything about sound therapy.
So when I was teaching, I would spend hours and hours compiling songs to form this playlist that would create a really awesome class. And I was kind of known for that, where it was all very fluid. Everyone was moving in sync, and it felt like everyone's heartbeat was in harmony and throughout class. And like, I wanted it to be from me though. Like I love all these other artists that I was making the
Right.
playlist with, and they all brought something different to the table. But I wanted to be able to really control when the melody changed or how long the song was, so that I could not have to. If a song was so good, but it was only 3 seconds long, I'd have to play it twice because it would accomplish the same feeling, the same experience practicing. Like if you're doing a sequence, you do the right side and then you go and do the left side. So I'd do
Right.
like 3 minutes on the left and 3 minutes on the right. So if I made a 6-minute song, then everything
Gotcha.
felt harmonious and like everything felt just really balanced. So yeah, that's where I got the idea from. Was I wanted to have my own custom made playlist, but I crafted it with my own two hands. It wasn't putting together um, like other people's songs. It was every neat note I made.
Your first album is kind of centered on the chakras and going down your chakras and doing that while working um, on, in the yoga practice.
Yeah,
And the second one is more like about the mind. Is that right? And
yeah, it
okay.
is. In the flow, started at the root. Just like with yoga practice, when I teach, I like to start at the root and then draw everybody up to standing and then
Right.
draw everybody back down to shavasana. So it's the playlist in that album goes from the root to the crown, from the crown back down to the root. So that's why it like picks up in tone and tempo midway through the album, and why it slowly starts to come back down, but with a different mood. Like on the way up, you're kind of like encouraged and feeling a little triumphant when you get to the top. And then towards the second half of the album, it has a vibe of like finality and um, uh, like
Calmness.
yeah, calmness and satisfaction. Those are the
Yes.
vibes that come into the end of the last album. And this one is just joyous throughout.
The second album you said is being released on the 20th.
Yes. And it's got 10 songs, and it's different from the last album in a good way. It's instead of taking you through the chakras, it's more visiting and staying for a while in your mind. It's like, it's very nostalgic. The energy that's behind all of the songs it's a vibe of comfort and nostalgia. And it's, if you were to imagine closing your eyes and just taking a step inward, and then just starting with the first song, it's very it's uplift. All the songs are very uplifting while still guiding you to a place where you can contemplate about your own life. And there's more vocals in this album, but they don't interfere with your own experience. You're not trying to figure out what the lyrics mean to me. They're for you.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so every song is really close to my heart, and there is a lot of meaning in each song. And I wonder, I'm so curious to know if people experience the same sort of, it was almost like purging, making them. It was extremely therapeutic. And I wonder, and I hope people will let me know if they took something away from a certain song that maybe I took away the same thing. And then I'll know that what I made was successful and I accomplished what I set out to do.
In all this craziness that we're going through, what are some of the things that you're grateful for?
Yeah.
What are some of the shining stars of this time period that that you're very happy to experience?
It's given me the freedom to create music, because before I was struggling trying to balance my clients and my music, because you can't break the flow, the creative flow, when you're in the middle of it, or you lose potential gold. It's like, it's something you don't want to just, I got to run and go train this client, or I got to, when you feel like you have stuff you need to be doing, you can't really open up your mind and let it flow. So by having this restriction, it's like given me permission to fully just create. Me having this time and creating this music, I might be a starving artist now, but when you put your mind to something, when you put energy into anything, it's going to grow. And with the amount of energy I'm putting into it, it's only a matter of short time before this is something successful, because I'm going to manifest that. It's just what I'm going to do.
Right. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you're 100% correct. I think so many doors are opening for so many people because they're getting out of the routine.
I know.
That's
It's
the one
amazing.
thing that COVID has done. It's taken people out of their routine,
Yeah.
giving them forcing them down different hallways, different doors, different pathways, different directions. And, in many cases, people are doing something they wouldn't otherwise be doing. And a lot of that work it's important. Your music is actually designed around an asana, around a yoga practice.
Yes.
So that's kind of a cool spin.
Thanks.
And the fact that it then works on the different chakras, resonates with the different chakras. I think that's really wonderful.
Thank you. What I found myself doing is, because I have all the tracks of the new album, I'll create a playlist mixed with my favorite songs from both albums. And that is something I definitely recommend doing, especially because the first album is an hour and 6 minutes long. So it's perfect for an hour-long yoga class, because there's that, a couple minutes before and a couple minutes after, or 3 minutes before and after class. And it's, if you have a 75-minute class or a half an hour class or a 2-hour class, like the other album fits in nicely.
Is there anything that you wanted to kind of, brush on that we haven't spoken about already?
Just that I really hope that people will check out the music. It's, I'm growing my YouTube and my Spotify channels right now. It's the main focus. So I hope that people will subscribe and go and follow me and put me in their playlists on Spotify. And like, just try the album out, see if it works. Like, go put the first song on, let it play, get on the mat in child's pose, and just see what comes. Because it's made for yoga, the songs are charged in a way that will literally start to prompt the movements that correspond with that chakra. So it's effective, I think, and I just want people to try it, because it's great for people who are novice yogis who don't feel comfortable with a home practice, because they'd be left to their own device to figure it out. But if you just keep in the back of your mind, don't think, just do and listen, then you'll start to move in harmony with each song.
Well, this has been great. I really wish you the very best on your release coming up.
Thank you.
Fantastic music.
Thank you. It's available on all music platforms. Wherever you listen to music, it'll be right there. So you just have to search Lark, Seeking Paradise, or Lark in the Flow.